So we're starting another wet in wet picture from this parrot that I found online, and we're going to do it quite quickly. The main point in the drawing is to make sure you show where the head is. The wings can just be shown with 1 or 2 lines just to get the rough position. We're going to try and get most of the effect on the wings with the wet in wet technique, but we will refine in round the head later on. So what we're going to do to start with, just get the biggest brush that you have to create a wet in wet covering over the entire picture. You want it to be nicely wet but not sopping wet, so it just needs to be evenly wet all over. If you make it too wet, it doesn't matter, but you'll just find that your paint slides about more than you want. When you get to the bottom, just check that the top hasn't dried in the meantime, so that it has maintained its overall wetness. And once you've done that, then you can start applying colour. So I'm changing to a slightly smaller brush, and I'm going to start with the red areas on the parrot. So just very gently, because I want to work out how much of a whoosh this has. So if I start in here and then I just come outwards with it. So I'm not at this stage starting too bright. I just want to get a rough positioning. Doesn't matter if the colour goes out from the picture a little. Then I'm going to put the red round the head, being careful not to go over that white section round his eye. So round and over his body and then down into the tail. And I've trimmed up his tail goes off at an angle. I've trimmed that out. And then the other wing has a little bit of yellow showing, so I'm going to just take that off the palette. A little bit of yellow around its edge, you'll see that yellow is really powerful. And then a little bit of cobalt blue, and just manoeuvre that in a fanned out feel. So we're just getting a feel of the direction of those feathers. So we've done the bird first, and then we're going to work round him with some greens. And this is sap green, so the colours I've used were cadmium red, cobalt blue, cadmium yellow, and now I'm working with sap green, just keeping a little bit of a step away from the bird because it will move inwards. And I'm starting with this green, and then I've got a secondary green that has sap green with cadmium yellow in it. And I'm doing this, I'm not trying to make anything in particular. I just want a broad generalisation of something in the background, so we look at the bird. So it's all sort of blurry. And then just check that you haven't got any excess anywhere. I've got a little excess there. So dab on your tissue, lift. Dab on your tissue, lift. Very gently. And then just checking this side as well. Don't fiddle, don't go back, don't try and mess with anything. We will be doing a second coat to intensify things, so you can do that on the second coat. If it starts to dry, stop. So if you find that you're putting your colour off on and it's starting to not move, stop completely, let all of it dry, and then re-wet the lot really quickly, just with clean water, and start from where you were. Don't keep going. And that's your first bit.